Got myself some tissues here. I actually we'll start now. Took a pill today for my hay fever, so it should be good. It's like one a day pill type of situation. But I just have this here just in case throughout the reading it starts getting a bit more extreme. I do feel a little bit more, I want to say woozy or groggy, but like there's definitely some sort of like force in my body. It just kind of like makes me feel a bit more exhausted, I would say, which might be because the pill has to like exude my immune system like higher to like make sure that I don't fucking, you know, sneeze all the time or have like runny nose and eyes. But yeah, just kind of sucks, but better than being like, hey, this whole time, you know.
Better than dead. Better than dead.
Hello, let's get this reading started. Okay, mechanic is here. I just hope that we'll see if Steph will join us. He is in my Discord. Well, they are in my Discord now, so they should see the notification of me being live. They will eventually join. Alrighty then. Without further ado, let's get started. Our first author and our first SCP of today, our first is called, well, our author is called Random Play. We had them before, multiple times actually. The previous one we had with Random Play was SB2570, which was the two people that tried to like summon the singer of Beastie Boys back again, and now like there's like a portal being created that was created, and I think the only way to like keep the spirits at bay is by playing Kanye West music. And I also believe they messed up the summoning because it was not the singer of Beastie Boys, but it was a singer of Beach Boys instead. Which I was like, how dare you? They were saying like, yeah, we're big fans, but they messed that up. That was weird. But hey, the SCP we have today is called Pediatric Pupaphobia. What is Pupaphobia?
What is Pupaphobia?
Let's see here. Pupaphobia is the irrational, persistent fear of puppets. Well, that makes sense. It's in the name. I hate how sometimes like the phobia names, how most of the time you hear the phobia name, you're like, what is that? Like, there's of course the ones that make sense, like arachnophobia, like you're scared of arachnids. I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But then, like, for example, trypophobia, I'm like it sounds like you're afraid of like falling over, but then you're like, no, it's afraid of holes. And you're like, what? So it's always like a 50-50 chance of like if you can guess what the phobia actually is. But okay, so pediatric pupaphobia, so fear of puppets. I also know that that's not the right one. That's the wrong window capture. Good sir. Not sure how that happened. Why is it not? There we go. Today we have a lot less to read, which is good. Sunday I prefer if there's less. So let's go. Okay, object class Euclid. Special containment procedures -1 instances are contained in individual class 2 humanoid containment cells inside 42. Each cell is furnished with a standard child-sized bed and a wall-mounted television that plays only recorded broadcasts approved for pre-adolescents. Each instance has a physical deterrence device around its neck, which is to be activated remotely by monitoring guards should it become unruly. Dash A and B are currently contained by themselves in an isolation containment cell inside 42. One security camera is to observe Dash A and B at all times. Dash B should be fed once per day with 5 standard D-class capsule rations using the ration transference device. Under no circumstances should any instance of Dash 1 be allowed within 100 meters of Dash A or Dash B. No personnel are allowed within B's containment chamber. The families of instances of -1 have been supplied with cover story 35 iota, kidnapping, and murder. All external containment efforts are currently focused around suppressing news media involving -B or any instance of -1. Af, what do you think of dummies and mannequins? Like in general? Or like, you know, like in general, I'm indifferent. In horror movies, I'm like, damn it, this is bad. Or in horror games, mannequins are more scary in horror games than movies, to be fair, because you have to deal with them yourself. But in real life, I'm just kind of like, eh. Yeah, they have human-like features, but it's not like that's not really like doesn't really like do anything. And in general, I'm just like, well, they're just there. I mean, I'm so used to seeing mannequins and swords. I'm just kind of like, I never really like thought about it. Don't really have an opinion about mannequins, to be honest. Like, I only dislike them in horror settings because like they have been used so often that I'm just like, oh no, one of these, like there's like 12 of them and one of them will move. You don't know which one. So yeah, but in general, don't really have anything to say. Description: -A is a ventriloquist dummy of unknown brand and make with a tan-colored face, blue eyes, and red markings on its cheeks. -A is dressed in generic red gloves, blue jeans, and a plain red and green sweater with a center pocket. A fake monocle is clipped to -A's left eye, and a blue plastic top hat rests upon his head. The top hat can be removed, revealing a hinge plate that can be opened to reveal the cranial area. That's a little bit odd of a design choice for a puppet, but okay. Within -A's cranial area is a human brain and brainstem assumed to belong to -B. Proposals to remove and more closely study the brain have been forbidden out of concern that removal will irreparably damage -A and B. The brain has not shown any signs of decay since initial containment. Ew. So who's -B then? -B is his body of former ventriloquist and magician. -B is biologically normal but has a wooden sphere approximately 25 centimeters in diameter within its skull in place of a brain. Ah, so they swapped their heads. The brains, basically. They swapped brains. One now has a real brain while the other one has a wooden ball. -B perpetually holds -A with its left hand. Despite lacking a brain and brainstem, all life functions of -B proceed normally and is able to speak, breathe, eat, and move. The only major difference between it and a live human is that -B neither appears to feel pain, nor has its body aged or decayed in the years it has been contained. -B refuses to release -A from its grasp and only communicates through -A. Okay, so we have some ventriloquism going on. Normally -B will sit cross-legged in the center of the cell, usually asleep but occasionally conversing with itself through -A. If a person passes within 2 meters of -B's line of sight while it is awake, it will invite them to watch it perform. During a performance, -B will engage in a discussion with -A. The performance utilizes crude humor, magic tricks, and other acts geared towards pre-adolescents, although it focuses on more adult themes such as coping with mental illness, abusive relationships, or drug abuse with the occasional adult joke. Following a performance, if there are pre-adolescents in the audience, -B will ask one at random if they would like to learn ventriloquism. If it receives a positive answer, -B will escort the child to a secluded area. Oh, don't ever leave. In the SCP universe, never leave your child alone. If followed by an adult, -B will simply produce a non-anomalous ventriloquist dummy from its pocket, give the child a short lesson on ventriloquism, then let the child leave with the ventriloquist dummy. If alone, -B will convert the child into an instance of -1. Oh god, okay. The mechanisms of conversion is unknown, so what is -1? Instances of -1 are various pre-adolescent children between the ages of 5 and 9 with their own instances of -A. They share the same neurological abnormality as -B, but the behavior is markedly different. Instances of -1 initially show no difference in the normal behavior except for occasionally practicing ventriloquism. As time goes by, instance of Dash 1 will communicate more frequently through the dummies. Eventually, they will cease to speak by themselves, only speaking through the dummies. This is the only behavioral change made by instance of Dash 1, who will otherwise act like non-anomalous pre-adolescents. Addendum 1. Prior to Incident 1, all instances of Dash 1 were unruly, frequently attempting to damage furnishing with their cells, making a loud request for the immediate family and necessitating the implementation of the Farron's protocol. On. Security photos showed Dash B standing up and looking at the security camera. He then proceeded to converse with Dash A while keeping eye contact on camera. During the conversation, all instances of Dash 1 immediately ceased other activities to sit on the bed and stare at the security camera in their cells. Audio log Dash B. For the sake of brevity, whenever Dash B speaks to Dash A, it is referred to as Dash A. Okay, so he would go like how, like... Wait. Okay, so... I see. 1030-A.
Gee, I'm so bored here. We've been ground for practically ever. I'm starting to think that hotels owners don't like us.
So... Whenever Dash B speaks through Dash A, it is referred to... So here Dash B is talking, so I guess it's like... It's Dash A moving his lips, but it's probably like Dash B's voice. I know it's boring, really, but you're a big boy now. You're all big boys and girls. You need to be patient sometimes. Patience is the greatest virtue of all. Dash B begins to engage in a series of jerky movements, flailing its limbs while thrashing back and forth while singing in a low voice. Patience is the best. You can wait for all the rest. There's always time to make a rhyme. Singing quietly isn't a crime. All you have to do is sit and smell the roses. It isn't like you have a form of halitosis. Patience is the best. You can wait for all the rest. Sit down, wait your turn. If you do, you won't be spurned. Relax, kick back, won't have a heart attack. Patience is the best. You can wait for all the rest. Dash B ceases its movement but continues to stand. So does SCP-2650 turn children into dummies? No. Remember, Dash A is the dummy and Dash B is the man with the, holding the dummy, right? And it said before that the Dash 1s become instances like Dash B with their own dummies. They become like him. The brain gets swapped with the dummy and they all like walk around with their own puppet. That's what happens. At least that's what I read. Like it says here, Dash 1 various with their own instance of Dash A. Yeah, their own instances of Dash A. They share the same neurological abnormality as Dash B, so like the brain gets swapped out with the dummy that they're holding. And in their head there's like a people was driving outside with motorcycles being crazy. And in their head is a wooden sphere. Dash B sees its movement, but continues to stand. Then we have 1035, Dash A.
You're right. I can see what you mean about patience, but yeah, no. I feel like our wonderful little ventriloquists have been patient for a really long time. It's been years and years.
That's true, really, but they must be patient for a little longer. I'm asking them from the bottom of my heart to be patient just a little longer. If all I have done for them, I'm sure they won't mind waiting.
We're getting antsy. It's been years and years and we're practically grounded in here. I haven't seen my girls in ages.
You looked at your hand 5 minutes ago. Dash and B laugh for 10 seconds. Dash B appears to use circular breathing to provide the illusion that they are laughing simultaneously. I see. The joke is that like, his hand is his girlfriend. But I'm serious. Please, everyone, listen to me. You know I love you. I certainly love you more than your parents. You know what would have happened if I hadn't rescued you all? They were taking away your best friends. Zara, Peppy, Abby, Jerome, Walt, Kenzie, all of them. Your parents would have gotten rid of them, and then they would have gotten rid of you.
What? Why would our families ever do that?
Because they think your friendship is weird or strange. And if there's one thing parents will love above all else, it's normal. If there's anything they see that isn't normal, they get rid of it. You see, we'll just stay here for now while I find us a new place to live. Because if we go back, they'll separate us.
I love you too much to let them do that. And I know you love your friends too much to let them do that. If they're too silly to recognize our friendship, then I'm certainly never going back. If my parents can't understand that you were my best friend, then fooey to them. Fooey to them. I'll stay here as long as I have to, because you're my friend. And if you don't have friends, then what do you have? Nothing, really. You have nothing. So please be patient, my little ventriloquists. I promise you that we will find a place where your little boys, your little girls, and your little friends can live without anybody trying to take them away. And that is a pinky promise. Pinky promise? A pinky promise. Following this, Dash A wrapped its finger around Dash B's finger. Notably, Dash B did not seem to control this action. Dash B then sat down and appeared to fall asleep. Since Incident 1, all incidents of Dash 1 have been noticeably more subdued, and deterrence bias activation rates have been reduced by 65%. Well, at least this SCP has helped the Foundation in calming down the kids a little bit. It's like, hey, listen, your parents, they would have taken things away from you or ignored you. You can be grateful that I'm here. So for now, just relax. Let me figure this out. And then all the Dash ones were like, okay, we'll relax. If you say so. And we shall relax for now. But yeah, no, that's. It's interesting how the brains swap out. Like otherwise, it would just be really good ventriloquism, I guess. Because if it wasn't, if the brains wasn't swapped, it would just be really good magic show. It would not make any sense. The only thing that would be odd would be like the fact that the children that go to his shows also learn how to be ventriloquist real fast, but the brain swapping is definitely concerning. But apparently they can all function normally without the brain being in the right space. Which is definitely a sentence.